What is going on? Matt Morris here, just out of the gym. If you are tuning in live, drop me an L in the comments. If you're watching this on the replay, drop me an R in the comments and let me know in the comments where you are tuning in from. I want to talk today about how to succeed without discipline. And really what I mean is basically how to, what's more important than discipline, I believe. And so, do you need discipline in your life? Absolutely. Will discipline work long-term? No, I don't think it will. So I'm going to explain what I mean here in a little bit. And since I'm fresh out of the gym, fitness seems like a good topic to cover, but this can, be true in just about anything. This is something that I definitely had to apply in business. In network marketing, there's a lot of things I've learned on the journey of, building a team that's grown to over 1 million customers around the world, traveling to, 80 countries, speaking to audiences in about 35 different countries around the world. And there's a lot of things that I did have to have discipline. But what I want to talk about more is habits. And so I believe personally, discipline is short-term. And, almost hard for me to come to this realization because I am a Marine, spent 6 years in the U.S. Marine Corps in boot camp. Discipline was ingrained into our mind. I mean, in the biggest way. We did push-ups and it was like down was discipline, up was integrity, discipline, integrity, discipline, integrity. And it was 11 weeks of just non-stop ingraining discipline into my mind. And so when I got out of the Marine Corps, I was a disciplined mofo. It was like nothing will stop me. I will outwork everyone. And I just genuinely believed that I couldn't lose. I still did lose. I failed over and over and over and over. And it took me a long time to realize that what's way more important than discipline is actually the habits that you have. And so let's relate it back to, working out. I've, for the most part, stayed in pretty good shape most of my life, but I never had six-pack abs up until a few years ago. And, a handful of years ago, I decided I was going to be so crazy disciplined that for the first time in my life, I was going to have six-pack abs. Even when I was in the Marine Corps, I got down to 165 pounds and I just wasn't eating right. When you're 6'3", 165 pounds, you look sickly. I look terrible, but I still didn't have six-pack abs. So I decided to follow a fitness regimen, a diet regimen. And for 90 days, I busted my ass like crazy. I ate perfect. I didn't know cheat meals. My trainer at the time, he was like, he didn't even believe in cheat meals. He was like, if you put, would you put sugar in your car? No, of course you wouldn't put sugar in your gas tank in your car. So why would you put sugar in your body? It's poison. And so I was like, yeah, I'm disciplined. No alcohol. I crushed it. 90 days, six-pack abs. And you know what happened is it wasn't worth it because I was relying on discipline, not the love of the game, not the love of being in shape, not the love of, all the benefits that came from it. And so what happened is I got my six-pack abs, and then guess what? 2 months later, six-pack abs were gone, and they were gone for about 2 years. And so because I started to have this realization on discipline, it's like discipline is not enough. You've got to change your mindset. And so what I decided a little over 2 years ago is that I was going to get my six-pack abs back, and I was going to be disciplined for a period of time, but I was going to do something that was going to be sustainable long-term, and I was going to change my mindset to where I would do something that I would love, a lifestyle and an eating regimen that I would love long-term. And I appreciate you guys popping in. DJ, Juliana, good to see you guys popping in. Buffalo in the house. So here's what I did. I decided, you know what, I'll have a cheat meal here and there. I'll have, if I'm out with my buddies, I might have a vodka. I might have a beer. No more than one or two, but you know what? I'm going to do something that's sustainable because 90 days of killing yourself is not sustainable long term. The other thing that I changed, and I did, listen, I had discipline for a period of time, and it took me, I don't know, maybe 3-4 months. And I started changing my programming. started changing my vocabulary. I started saying I'm addicted to working out. I love working out. One of mine was cardio. When I did the 90 days, I would tell myself, I hate cardio, but I'm going to do it because I'm freaking disciplined. And I did it for the 90 days, but because I didn't fall in love with cardio, I stopped. As soon as I hit my goal, it was done. And so this time, I started telling myself I love cardio. When I'm on there, my programming said I hate it. And sometimes people will say, well, Matt, you got to tell the truth. The truth is you hate cardio. Listen, the truth is what you freaking make up. The truth is whatever your programming has been for your life, that's what you decide the truth is. It's kind of like, oh, I hate mornings. And, you know, is that true? No, it's only true because you make it true. You hate mornings because you don't have the discipline to get to bed on time. You hate mornings because you've programmed yourself your whole life that you hate mornings. And so if you want to change your truth, you got to change your programming. So I changed my programming, and I had discipline to change my programming, discipline to tell myself every day I'm addicted to working out, disciplined enough to tell myself that I love having six-pack abs more than I love chocolate cake. And listen, I love some chocolate cake, right? But I love being at 10% body fat even more. I love the way I look in the mirror even more than I love empty carbs. You know, I used to go to Mexican restaurants and I would be the guy that would eat the whole freaking basket of chips. And then another would come and I'd eat half that basket too, because I loved tortilla chips. Now I go to a restaurant and I'll have, 4, 5, 6 chips. I'll have some, but you know what I love more than that? I love being in peak physical condition. I love telling myself that I'm a peak performance athlete. Am I a peak performance athlete compared to many others? Not at all. But if I want to become a peak performance athlete, I damn sure better be telling myself I'm a peak performance athlete. And so I had discipline for a period of time, but the reason why I still have six-pack abs 2 years later after I made that decision, it's not because I've been disciplined for 2 years. I don't need discipline anymore because I have a habit of eating right. I have a habit of working out every day. I have a habit of doing cardio, and I love all of those things. I love the fact that I only eat a few tortilla chips. I love the fact that I don't eat a bunch of empty carbs. I love the fact that I'm more concerned with the way I look and my health than I am eating a bunch of dessert all the time. Now, will I have some from time to time? Yeah, absolutely. We got to live. But in general, I don't need the discipline anymore. It doesn't take discipline for me to eat right because it's become a habit. So you can relate that to making sales calls. Maybe you need to make 10 or 20 sales calls a day, and you don't want to make it because you've been programmed that you hate the phone or you hate rejection or whatever it is that your hang up is. So what do you need to do? You do need to be disciplined for a period of time. You got to have the will to go make the 20 calls a day. And while you're doing it, tell yourself that you love making the calls. You love making new connections. You love making new friends. It's so funny when people reject you. It's so funny when people hang up on you. It's so funny when people call you crazy. See, life is what you make it. Life can be an amazing game. It can be a ton of fun, or it can be miserable, and you can have to sludge through life, sludge through making sales calls, or you can flip the script in your mind, have the discipline to change your narrative, do the work for long enough until you develop the habit and you fall in love with the process. See, one of the 2 keys to success in life that I believe are consistency and love of the game. And the reason why you'll be consistent with something is if you fall in love with it. How do you fall in love with something? You program yourself to fall in love with something. You look at the benefits of things versus the negative things. What are the joys of doing the things that you need to do versus what are the things that hold you back from doing the things that you need to do? See, I realized years ago that I love being wealthy way more than I hate rejection. Rejection doesn't bother me anymore. Why? Because I've done it long enough. It's a habit. I'm cool with rejection. Why? Because years ago, I made a declaration to myself that I love being wealthy. I love what money will do for me. I love being able to travel around the world. I love making an impact in the lives of other people. And especially in network marketing, there's no way you can make a positive impact in the lives of many people unless you're willing to go through a lot of rejection, a lot of failure, a lot of screwing up. It was the same thing for me as a public speaker. I hated it in the beginning, and I had to start telling myself I love to be in front of an audience. I love to speak. I love to impact lives. And today, I absolutely love it. Can't wait to get on stage. It's an amazing, amazing blessing for me. So listen, I hope this added some value. If you feel like it can add some value to some others, hit the share button. Love to hear the like buttons. Love to see the hearts coming up. I appreciate you guys. And if you have not subscribed to my newsletter, feel free to hop over to mattmorris.com, put your name and email address in. You'll get my motivational Mondays every single week. I do have a 5-day free video series on how to go from amateur to professional in network marketing that I believe will add some serious value to you as well. Thanks so much for tuning in. You guys make it an amazing day.